In the last episode, I had what some may consider to be a full-scale nuclear meltdown of my nuclear facility. I, however, don't consider it to be a full-scale nuclear meltdown. I consider it to be a valuable learning experience, because I learned some very valuable things. Firstly, I learned that nuclear energy is both dangerous and difficult to deal with. For instance, now that I'm back here again, I'm getting old nuclear. Oh, jeez, I'm irradiated. But thanks to you guys in the comments, I now know a nifty way of getting around that, and that is with leather armor. You see, it turns out these wonderful things that we call cows are apparently nuclear proof. So I need a couple of them to breed them up and get myself some leather so I can make some leather armor. Ah, another one. Oh, and another. Oh, I only need two. It's fine. Grow, my baby, grow. Come on, baby cow, you need to get big. Come on. Maybe I do need more cows. Well, that should hopefully be enough cows to get us started. Let's see if any more of them are ready for breeding. Looks like we've got a couple of candidates here, maybe, possibly. And now that we've got a bunch, I need to get my good sword. This one. Right, stand back. Cows that don't want to die. And there we go. The herd is now successfully culled. I should have enough leather to make some armor. Helmet, chest plate, trousers, and shoes. But of course, brown armor's rubbish. So let's make a quick cauldron, grab a bit of water, throw it in there, grab some yellow flowers, and then remember that I'm playing Java Edition and not Bedrock Edition. So let's just dye this armor in my crafting table, just like that. Now we have a full set of hazmat armor that you can't see because it's in my but I am wearing it, I promise. And apparently now that I'm wearing this, I should be able to go in there freely without getting any irradiation damage, which means I'll actually be able to clear this mess up. But I haven't finished telling you about all the things that I learned. The next thing I learned was a big problem, and that is my plan to use heat pipes to extract the heat from our nuclear reactors and send them underground all the way out to the back here, through the floor and into all of my little power stations isn't gonna work. And the reason it's not going to work is because heat pipes don't actually send heat anywhere. They just spread the heat out, which means the more of them you've got, the less heat actually gets to where you want it to go. And that means this entire power station plan could end up being a massive problem. But before we get to that, the third thing that I learnt about is that heat pumps are bad. Heat pumps are evil little things. When you put heat pumps in like these ones here, the stuff behind them turns to lava, and that's not very good at all. However, like I said, this was a learning experience and not a full-on nuclear meltdown, and the biggest thing that I've learned is that I can achieve everything I want to achieve with 4 nuclear reactors and powering my steam engines in their current locations all the way over there, and the only thing I need to achieve that is heat pumps. Wait a minute, you just said heat pumps are really bad and they're evil. Yes, they are, if you use them incorrectly. But heat pumps have a sneaky little trick up their sleeve, and I'm now going to go into a creative test world where I've made it a full-on copy of this island to show you exactly what I'm talking about. And here we are. It might look like the same place, but as you can see, my nuclear reactors are not only rebuilt, but also vertical, because I think if they're in a vertical orientation, if the actual reactor cores melt down, they're only going to melt downwards and not across and flood the entire area that they're around. But heat pumps, yes, they're a nifty little trick that they have. As mentioned, heat pipe spreads heat from one place to another. And when you put a heat pump into heat pipe, if there's a lot of heat going into that heat pump, it burns the heat pipe and turns it into lava. And that's because heat pipe is designed to heat up. It carries heat energy, and so do reactor heat vents and boiler heaters, which is what we're using to actually power our steam engines. However, yes, I've got my glasses on, you can see they've got an amount that they'll pump, but they don't actually get hot. You can't burn them. Well, I suppose you could if you had lava just kicking about anyway. Yes, they are going to disappear, but unlike this system where your heat pump pumps into heat pipe and turns that into lava, if you just have a big old line of heat pumps, there's nothing to get hot. They just transfer the heat. They don't spread the heat like the heat pipe does. Each one of these will take the heat out of the thing that's generating the heat behind it and transfer it through each one until it gets to its destination at the full heat it started with. And that's exactly what I've done in my little test mock-up of my power station here on my creative world. We've got our reactor heat vents next to the reactor rods. We've got some heat pipe coming down the back of those, and you can see everything's relatively cool and not getting too hot. And they just then go into heat pumps, which just form a little chain, and as you can see, each one of these is pumping exactly the same amount of heat but they're not actually getting hot. And they will pump all the way along these tunnels individually to each one of my boiler systems, where at this point they will go into pipes, but because it's spread around and then they're going into more pumps and then into the boiler heaters, the boiler system can be on maximum. We don't get any heat loss through the pipes having gone a long distance, and nothing sets on fire. And as a result of that, as you can see, we've got one 18 size maximum boiler, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them altogether, generating us a massive 1.2 million SU, which is ridiculous. So yes, coming into a testing world and actually testing these things has taught me a lot, and now I know that I can do what I wanted to do, and I know a safe way of doing it. That being said, I do like this vertical design we've got going on here, but that makes putting the fuel into the fuel systems pretty tricky. I kind of wanted to have a nice little simple central solution like we had in the last episode, so this might not be the layout I go for, but as long as my reactor cores are all on individual lines of heat pumps and they're not all joined together with a whole bunch of heat pipe, we shouldn't get anything burning down. No lava, no meltdowns, safe nuclear energy until I inevitably unload part of the chunks and it gets all confused and then but let's not worry about that. Let's go back to our world and fix this thing. How hard could it be? What could possibly go wrong? And now I've got my special clothes on. You can't burn me anymore, machine. Right, first thing I'm going to do is get some netherrack. Because I'm wearing leather armor, I can't actually now get hot anymore, and I need to get rid of all of the lava that's in here somehow. Now, oh jeez, I've stood in it already. Let's just get a nice bunch of the lava around each side of those. There we go, that should stop the spread around the room, and now I need to get inside of each of these and get all of the lava gone from inside, and the corium that's melted through the world as well, so this should be fun. You find that fun, do you? No, not really. Oh, there it is, the lovely corium stuff. My favourite, and hopefully I should be immune to it now. And the solid corium I can actually break and pick up, which is quite nice. Oh, that corium's gone a long way down. Oh, geez, that went really far. Are you still going? Can I break this now that I don't have mining fatigue? I can, but it's taking ages. Please don't burn through my inventory. Oh, I don't think I got it. I think it broke. Oh, no, I do. I get it. Nice. Okay, on to the third one. And I'm just going to do the same thing again. Get rid of all the lava out of there. Dig it down and try and figure out where all the corium's got to. We've got one there that's still burning through the floor. There's one. There's 2. Oh, geez. Oh, where did these ones end? Oh, my power system and my belts. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, wow, that one's really gone down. Jeez. Stop burning through the floor. Yeah, well, I guess we're going to have to redo all of this anyway. And that leaves just one side left to fix, as well as all of that through there. But we'll get to that later. Jeez, that one's gone a long way down as well. Ah! Whoa. Now this corium that I am mining out of here is radioactive, which now begs the question, what should I do with it? I don't know. We need to find somewhere safe to put it at some point. And I'm just trying to rack my brains on a safe place that I could put radioactive material that's not going to cause any problem to the environment or the indigenous species of this world. And do you know what? I've got just the place. Somewhere we visited not too long ago that I had a lovely time, and I think they would I think that place would really appreciate having this stuff around, and I believe it's over in this direction. So let's go for a little fly. Yes, I can see it just coming into view now. The owners of a nice few bits of corium and solid corium, they're going to be so happy. Hey guys, I've got a present for you. Just coming through the window as usual. I think you're all downstairs, aren't you? There's some chaps in here. Here we go. Hey guys, look what I got you. I got you some preps. Oh yeah, I guess that's what happens when, oh jeez. When you're not wearing your proper armor. Those vindicators hit pretty hard. Oh jeez. Well, there's a slight issue coming back to get my armor. It's just below me. And now I'm radiated again. But if I jump down there, grab that and do the run, oh jeez. Some people might call this karma. I call it annoying. And I call the server broken. That's not ideal. Oh, yeah, there we go. Let's try that again and see where I am. Oh. Well, that's convenient. Wow, that's a rollback and a half. Oh, well, at least now I can know what the future holds for me if I go to the Woodland Mansion to give them a bunch of corium, and instead what I'm going to do is put it in a barrel and never speak of it again. We should put this barrel over here, out of the way. Put that in there, and that can be my nuclear waste barrel that I don't want to ever see again. Right, now that that's all dealt with, it's time to finish sorting all of this out. And I've got a whole bunch of work ahead of me, destroying all of this, dismantling everything, crafting all of the new stuff to make in order to make this actually work. And I'm sure you don't really want to see all of that process, because it'll be pretty boring. So cut to me having crafted all of the materials and being prepared, ready to start building a nuclear power station all over again. When are you going to cut? I don't know. I'm not editing. I'm playing at the moment, not editing, mate. You speak to the editor. You're the editor. Well, you'll have to speak to future me then, won't you? How do I do that? Ah, well, you just have to... Well, it seems like I got a bit carried away with the building there. I was just in the zone. I was just enjoying myself putting all of this together. And as you can see, we've got a nice big circular room with some more of those umbrella tree leaf things around the bottom. We've got a nice sort of platform that comes in and out. And I've even added in these doorways, as what I'm thinking is it would be nice to have an access point on either side to get in and out. And inside of these, I'd like to have airlock type things so you can put on your little hazmat suit and come in here and not get irradiated if there has been a meltdown or if there's a problem. We've got the placement for the 4 towers. And yes, I think I'm going to do them vertically, although I haven't come up with a way to get the fuel in them yet that's not just going to be a big old mess of wires and chutes and things, so we'll have to figure that out. And of course down the side we've got a whole bunch of heat pump already in place running down this amazing little tunnel network that I've made, which I've fully decorated, which now goes to each of the different reactors, as well as, not reactors, steam boilers, as well as all the way outside where I need to finish off these exits. And my idea is here that, although it doesn't actually work like that in game and we're not going to actually have a system to do it, but should there be some sort of failure, we could flush the system out, run water down here and have it all flush out into the lake, because I want the world to burn rather than my nuclear power plant. But yes, we don't actually need a water flushing system in here. It's just make believe, it's just for show, and that's how it's all going to be. So the next thing I need to do is actually continue this heat pipe and take them actually to the boilers. So let's start with this one all the way over here, and of course I've covered it up, haven't I? That's smart of me. Well, we'll have to pop up through this hole here then and dig a little bit down in there so we can actually get to all of this stuff. And it appears I've got no heat pipe on me, so I'll go and get some heat pipe. So the way this is going to work is we're going to have a heat pump pumping into each one of the boiler heaters, and underneath that we're just going to have a whole bunch of heat pipe, and then below that we need to actually bring our heat pipe down and bring it to this wall so that we can bring that along the wall, just making a huge chain of it all the way to meet up with our other heat pipe, just like that. So now we've got one connected all the way to there, and we need to make sure all of these are pointed in the right direction so that we don't get any issues with the heat flow and then turn it all into lava again. And of course I need to tidy all that up so it looks a bit better than this, but that should do the job. In fact, what we could do is just break that block and break that block, and then we can just keep the heat pipe nice and square along the ceiling, attaching that at that point there, and then it doesn't look so bad. And then using a little bit of copycat slab, we can cover up the rest of that hole, and although it sticks out a little bit, I think that's absolutely fine. And now we've got that system in place. So now I'm going to connect the rest of them, and then we can start working on the reactors again. Now this one is a little bit awkward because it's going to come down along the side of there and then it's going to join, and I definitely don't want these things joining together. So in order to get around this, what I'm actually going to do with this line here is have that one be the one that joins onto that. And to do that, I just need to change the direction of that one. And then I'm going to remove all of these ones along here like this and just redo this one slightly so that it comes down just to the side of that light there, and then we can bring that all the way down to the floor level and then run that down at this level here instead. And this is going to keep our little heat pumps nice and separate from each other. And there we go, that's that one connected as well. So we've now got 2 heat pipes fully connected. It's time to do the rest. And there we go, that is the heat pipe fully connected to all 4 boilers, but the boilers also need power for the water pumps. So now we need to route power around here as well. So you said you were going to get on with the reactors? Yeah, well, I forgot about power, mate. Now I've got a power line running down here which is going to go to our main room. We just need to link that up with the original power system. So in order to do that, we're going to need a whole bunch of shaft and a handful of gearboxes as well. And we'll put a gearbox there, bring that shaft up to that point there, and then we can run this in both directions because it doesn't matter which way the water pumps turn round. And if we bring that down to this point over here, we've actually got power coming through from our steam engines, but I do want that coming up a little bit higher up. We'll break that one, stick a little bit of chain drive on there, and then we can bring that through the wall and hopefully disguise as much of this as possible. That's going to come to there. We're going to put another gearbox on there. Then we just need to link this to both of the boilers. This one is just here, which means we just need a little bit of cog below that one to there as well. And then we can put yet another gearbox on there. And that's got that pump going. And then we just need to do this one. And this one is coming down here. Of course it is. The wrong side of our thing. So what I can actually do here, do a little bit of jiggery pokery. We'll bring that down just like we did the other ones, but we're going to remove all of these heat pumps, get rid of that, put a gearbox in there, join that to that, and then I'm going to go up above and I'm going to move all of these around. Let's take all of the ones from this side and put them all on this side instead. Just like that. And then we can connect these with a little bit of heat pump and bring those down to our heat pump line. And I think that looks a whole bunch better. And there we go, everything on the other side is now in place as well. I've had to drop these heat pipes down a little bit just to make them fit around our power system, but everything looks fine to me, so I'm very hopeful that this is all going to work. I will go back to my test world and double check that that's actually how I had it all set up before, but before I do that, I actually want to figure out exactly how we're going to do these reactors. You see, we've got a couple of options here. What I could do is actually put the fuel inserters in the bottom and then pump the fuel up into the reactor rods, but if I do that and we do have a meltdown, it's going to burn down through that, including the fuel pump and anything I've got below it. So I think I'd rather it went in from the top. And if that's going to be the case, then we can have a flat surface there with our rods on top of that, and then the fuel inserters will go at the top up there like that. We'll have our reactor heat vents down the side of the reactor rods, something like that, and I think keeping them to the side there would be good. And then the heat pipe would come down the back of those like that, all the way to this point here, where we would then link them up with our little fuel pump lines. And that should work, although that's going to make things slightly tricky for this one coming across there. So what I could do is have some of them taller than the other ones to offset it a bit, or we can have a big old squirrel of the fuel pumps. And I keep calling them fuel pumps, they're heat pumps. I kind of also want to integrate some more of this umbrella tree membrane stuff on these as well, but I don't know if these will actually help save us from the nuclear reactor stuff. But I kind of wanted to have those as if they were almost growing up the sides, like it was building up the nuclear waste, and then have the glass casing on top of those. I'm not sure how that would look. In fact, I think that just looks rubbish, so let's not do that. In which case, we'll just have glass all the way down on each side. And then right at the very top, we'll cap that off with some more of the reactor casing just to fill those in, and they should all end up looking a little bit like that, which I kind of like. And now that we've got this one in, I need to figure out how I'm going to do these fuel lines, and what it might actually do, although it'll look a little bit squirrely, is just bring these all the way round the side of this, making sure I've got them all facing in the right directions, and then just bring those across from there and up to that line. And they're all facing in totally the wrong direction. That should work. And then this one, I can do exactly the same thing. Just like that. And there we go. I think that looks a lot more interesting. So now all I've got to do is double that up on this side. So now we have all 4 reactors in place, we have all of our heat pipes and our power going through. We just need to figure out a system to get the fuel in there. And perhaps just a system of conveyors would do that job for us. But I only want one going in at a time rather than having a whole bunch going through on oh geez, this is going to be tricky. If I put a chute and a depot on each one and we had our mechanical arm in the centre, I'm not sure if that will be able to reach. It should do. I think it might be able to. So I think we should still be able to use the mechanical arm idea. However, chutes and depots look stupid. So instead of using those, we can just throw a funnel on each one. And we might still be able to bring our reactor fuel up to the middle. And then we can collect from there and deposit in each one of these. So now I just need to get everything reattached to this to give it the power. Bring our power line all the way up to the middle like we did before. Throw in a vertical gearbox up there, and then we actually want to bring our power from over there. Now this might look a little bit ridiculous, but that kind of works. We're going to need some girders as support to make that all look okay. Just like that, that looks a little bit more substantial. So now we've got power to our arm, we need to test if it's going to work. Can it actually reach everything? I'm going to put 4 shafts on there. Put my goggles on so I can see what I'm doing. It doesn't like the shafts, but that's probably because that's not nuclear fuel, and I don't know if I want to test nuclear fuel in all of these things just yet. So maybe what we should do is just test it on one for now. Or an even better idea, if we actually replace that with a chute, it shouldn't mind putting any old thing in there. That back there, put one of those on there, and yes, it will reach. Excellent. So now all we've got to do is get our fuel up to there. So it's chute time again, and we'll have it coming through the floor again, just like we did last time. And also in the floor, I'm going to have a hole there, a hole there, a hole there, and a hole there. And then just in case these do melt down and melt through this block, all of the lava should just go to there and not spread out all over the place. And a couple of minutes later, we've got a system just like we had set up in the previous video, which is going to take items that are going to come down from there somewhere, put them into this barrel, then release them one at a time, which will go up through this chute all the way up there to our depot. So I just got to get the chute in to actually put the items down onto here. Easiest way to do that is going to be come through here and pretty much just put a temporary one in like we did last time, just in case there's a mistake and we can easily get to it and fix it. So let's just pop a barrel there, we'll stick a funnel on there, and then all I'm going to do is throw a whole bunch of chutes all the way up to the top. And yes, I realise I could put the chutes directly onto my belt, but I want to save some money on chutes because I'm running out. Have one more coming up there, a barrel on top of there, and then we can put our nuclear fuel in there and all should be good. Although that does look a little bit weird coming down there like that. So let's just make this look a little bit more substantial by blocking those in with this industrial iron casing. And then probably putting some girders around this thing as well, just to bulk it out a little bit. And then if we just get rid of the grates that are underneath each one of those, put in some more industrial iron blocks, that's just going to finish all of that off nicely. And that looks a lot more of a substantial structure than what we had before. And with all that now complete, apart from my little entrances and exits, it must mean it's time for a test. So before we start sticking fuel in this thing, it'd probably be a good idea for me to put my suit back on. So let's take all of this stuff off and that and put all of that on. Put these safely away in here. And now I can put one piece of fuel into one reactor and hope for the best. And before I do that, I just want to double check that all of these pumps are indeed facing in the right direction. Otherwise, we are going to have a world of power. Do you know what? Forget it. I'm sure I've done a good job. What could possibly go wrong? Let's chuck it in and find out. One piece of fuel. The reactor is lit. Let's check the temperatures. I need my goggles on. Yes, it's extracting. This is good. Yeah, okay. They all look pretty good to me. Down at the bottom here, we've got a reasonable amount of heat, and these pumps are pumping 2K at a time, and if I look along this line, they should all be pumping pretty much the same amount. Don't know why that block's there or that block's there, they look a bit weird. So let's keep going along all of these pumps, checking the numbers, and they all look pretty good to me. All the way down here, we're still pumping that amount. All the way around here, the numbers are jumping about a bit as the system tries to figure out exactly what it's supposed to do, but oh no, must have had one facing the wrong direction. Oh geez. Pump. Where's my pumps? I didn't bring my pumps with me. Oh, jeez. Fire! Again! I should probably keep all of the stuff that I need to fix this on hand. Oh no, it's all going. Oh no, it's all going. Jeez. Okay. What was the problem there? Oh, I think that... No, it's not facing the wrong direction. Let's just chuck pumps in and hope for the best. Come on, before it gets all the way down there. It's very difficult to do because I'm jiggling about. Oh, jeez. I don't want to make a load more... Oh, jeez. Well, it happened again, didn't it? But hopefully I can get back quick enough before the entire thing all blows to pieces. And all I need to do to prevent this going any worse is get my stuff back for a start. And if... Oh, I haven't got any of the things I need to do it. And my grave's still there, apparently, even though I got all my stuff. I just need one of those. If I put one of these in here, that should prevent the heat going any further back. It's the wrong kind of heat vent. I need that one. If I put one of those there we go. That's going to take all of the heat now. And now I can tidy up this mess. Leather armor's really not good for this. Why is my grave still there, even though I've already got it? Doesn't make any sense. Right, let's try that again. Let's make sure all of these pumps are indeed actually facing in the correct direction this time. So it got to there and there was a problem. They all look to me to be going in the right direction. So let's just bring all of these back round here. All the way down to there. And for now, I'm going to leave that little thing plugged in just to make sure that we don't have another problem. So now the heat's going to come out of that and go into these. And these should hopefully make it all the way around to the reactor. To the boiler even though there's a bit missing in there now. Yeah, but it's starting to pump through. They're starting to get hot and oh yes, the boiler is engaging. It's doing it even though it's missing a piece. We've got level 15. This is wonderful. Oh, and I forgot I need to make these bigger. Totally forgot about that to get them full level 18. We'll worry about that in a minute. I actually need to craft a bunch more of those little boiler things just in case we have this problem all over again. Okay, let's just make these the full size. That should be big enough now for the full size. And that means we actually need 18 of these on the front. And currently we've got 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So when we get the heat back in this, that will actually be full size. Although I do need some more shafts at the top. Okay, now all of the all of the steam engines are level 18 in size. Let's go and replace the couple of bits over here that we deleted. So we need one of those. Stop it. One of those and one of those. And that should all be back to normal again. Stop it. So now we can go and check the reactor and make sure we haven't had any major issues or meltdowns or anything like that. And that all looks good. And how about our tunnel? Is this all okay now? Yes, this all looks good. So now what we can do is get rid of that again, put another pump there, and hopefully this time everything should be all right. Let's throw one more piece of fuel in there, get it all kicked back in again. And let's go and make sure that we're not going to get any fire down here with pumps that are facing in the wrong direction. And while that's making its way through, I'm going to double check all of these ones haven't got any bits that are all wrong in these. They all look okay to me, and they all look okay to me as well. Yeah, everything looks okay. So I don't think we'll have the same problems if we start the other reactors, but you never know, so we'll do one at a time just to make sure. But this time, yeah, the heat is coming all the way through to there, and this should just about be getting enough heat now to go at full capacity. It's nearly there. My shafts have broke for some reason. Let's pop. Why do you keep breaking? There we go. We're now running at maximum capacity on there, which is giving us 230,000 stress units. Jeez. Right, let's go and try the other reactors. Okay, let's do this one. See how this one gets on. So this is going to go through all of here. All of these are looking pretty good. All of these are looking pretty good. No fire yet. That's good. Yep, it's starting to come through. Still no fire. It's making its way to this corner over here now. Getting hotter. It's now at this corner here, coming through. I've got a boiler heater on hand just in case something catches fire. And the heat is slowly getting to this point here. It's coming, which means that should start kicking in. It looks like the boiler heaters are changing colour, so this one should start getting hot now. It is. So this one's working with no problems as well. And no more fire. Okay, we've got 2 more to check. Let's do this one at this side here. Throw a bit of fuel in there and just make sure everything's gonna do what it's supposed to do. There we go, the heat's getting round to this corner. Slowly but surely it's making its way down here. It's got to this corner. It's coming round this corner now. Here we go. This one should start kicking in any second. Let's go up and check. It is. The heat is coming through. This one is working as well with no fire. So that must mean we've just got one more to check. And this is why it's incredibly important that you get those pumps facing in the right direction. Otherwise, you know, fire. So hopefully, fingers crossed, all of these ones will be going in the right direction as well. And we won't have any problems here. Just following the heat round. Chasing it down round the corners. Yes. Oh yes, it's looking good. It's made it to this corner. It's coming around the corner. It's getting hotter. Will it make it to the boiler? It's made it. Let's go check it out. The boiler is hot. It is heating up. It's working. And that means it's time to chuck a whole bunch of this fuel into the system and let it all go bananas. Right, let's do this. Okay. Mechanical arm, please do a good job. I am going to put the rest of that in there. And then I'm gonna, oh gee, I want to watch it. Need a hole. Ah, a hole. There we go. The nuclear fuel is coming along. It's going into there. It's going up there. I want to see the mechanical arm in action. Will I see it? There's one on there. Is it not doing it? Or are they all full? No, these two are not on. Do I need to reset you? Deposit, deposit. Deposit. Deposit, collect. Forced round robin. And there we go. We are now automatically fueling all of our reactors. So now all of our steam engines should get fully heated and we should have over 1 million SU. SU, mate. I beg your pardon. No need for that sort of thing around here. Doesn't it look marvellous? All working. It looks amazing. I'm very, very happy with it. Let's go check out those steam engines. Oh, this one's decided to smash itself to bits again. I guess once the heat slows down and doesn't work, these things are going to smash themselves to bits in terms of all of the shafts and things. So we need to keep our eye on that. Oh, jeez, it's gone again, look. But once they're all running properly, we shouldn't have a problem here. There we go. Nearly at full speed. That one is at full speed. Come on. A little bit more. No, it's falling to bits again. But you're at full... Why are you falling to pieces? Stop it. There we go. Now it's working. That one's at full speed and this one's at full speed. Let's join those together and see that we've got 589,000 SU. So let's just join those together. And now what we're going to do is link those to this one. And I'm just going to do that temporarily for now with a little bit of chain drive and a whole bunch of shaft. Let's stick a gearbox there. With a whole bunch of shaft coming all the way through here. Stick our little stressometer on there. We'll run a whole bunch more shaft coming all the way along here. Stick a gearbox on there. Make sure they're both going in the same direction, which they're not, so we need to put another gearbox on there. Link those together. And now we should have, if I read this, 1.114 million SU. We've got over 1 million, guys. It's actually working and it hasn't ripped itself to pieces. We haven't had another meltdown. If I go down here, there shouldn't be lava anywhere at all. There's my grave still for some reason. But no lava there, no lava there, no lava here. And by the looks of things, absolutely no meltdowns. However, for some reason, these ones are not active. How's that happened? Huh. Can you not reach these ones? You are, you're putting it in there. So why are they not working? And now that one's gone off. What? But it says it's got fuel in it, but there's no heat coming off them at all. Oh. I can't break them either. Whoa! Huh. Well, that wasn't ideal. I'm glad I'm wearing my radiation suit. I need to get rid of this thorium now. Thank you. Let's stick a little bit more rod in there and figure out what was going on. Is it going to light now? It is. Perhaps we're putting too much fuel in them? Is that a problem? Now that one's lit because I put it back together again. But the other ones are not. And they're not generating any heat. But why? And that's literally eating through all of my fuel. I put like 200 fuel in there. It didn't do this on my test well. It's not registering any fuel in any of the reactors. Huh? Well, that's weird. This one's still going since I dismantled it. But the other ones are doing nothing at all. No, we've still got 1.4 million SU apparently somehow, even though none of these have got any heat in them and they're not actually doing it. Oh no, apparently that is at max. And that's at max, even though there's There's what? No heat going in them. It strikes me that something not right's going on here. And I wonder if that's a server-side and client-side problem. I.e. the server's down, but I'm still somehow managing to play on it. Is this doing anything? Yeah, this is all still going okay. So we're not generating any fuel, apparently. What have I done wrong here? 643 sheets and a whole bunch of radioactive thorium, yet nothing here is happening at all. There we go. We're now producing fuel again. At an alarming rate. It's not that alarming. Oh, it's very alarming. So if that's happening, then I don't think there's a problem with the server, but there's definitely a problem here. I just have no idea what it is. Okay, let's waste some more. If I throw one in there, does it come on? No. Put the fuel inserter back on, put that back on, throw one in there, and nothing. Why? And even though there's nothing there, are my power stations still running? Yes, they are. Max power. That one's got heat coming through because that's the only one that's actually doing anything, but these three haven't. That one says it has, but not enough water apparently somehow. And these ones have. Now it's got enough water because there's something going weird with the server here. I'm getting 1 million SU for free. Oh, well, good. I'm not going to complain at that. I think it's probably because I've connected all these things together. If I disconnect all these things, I reckon the boilers that have not got max power will just stop. So let's disconnect all of them from each other. And perhaps I should log in and out again. And that did absolutely nothing, but now apparently all of these are white hot. They're all white hot, which means they're all getting heat from somewhere. Oh, and now they're all back on. So perhaps it was just a visual glitch? That's weird, because all of these were showing they had no heat, but now they're all showing that they're giving out plenty of heat. Well, the good news is it's working. The bad news is, I don't know if I trust it. But seeing as we've now got so much power, it's time to turn all of that tasty rotational energy into a whole bunch of electricity. And yes, I'm going to join all these things together again now. And I should probably tidy all this up and make it look a bit nicer, but right now I just want to keep my eye on it and keep it accessible in case anything does go wrong. So, in order to have a whole bunch of electricity being generated by this thing, we're going to need another one of those buildings, but probably quite a big one, because we're going to be building a whole bunch of this rotational power stuff like we've got here, all coming off our 1 million SU, generating an absolutely ridiculous amount of electricity. But there's no point in generating it if we're not going to use it, he says, generating over 1 million SU and not using it at all. Well, it's gone up 1.17 now. So what are we going to do with all of that power? Hey, I'm talking. Currently, there are absolutely no mods in this mod pack that have batteries, and I really want to be able to store an absolutely ridiculous amount of power because, like I say, there's no point in having a whole bunch of power if we've got nothing to use it for. And my new industrial area that's going to be over there doesn't even exist yet. I haven't even started. So yeah, I want to add a mod to this mod pack that's going to add big old batteries in it, and maybe some more lighting, so that I can generate a whole bunch of electricity and store it. And I think probably one of the best mods for that would be one of the ones from my FTB Skies series that I'm currently doing with Mr. Beardstone. If you haven't checked that out, then do, because it's brilliant. And quickly hopping onto the FTB Skies server, yes, I look absolutely ridiculous. There are a whole bunch of batteries from a whole bunch of different mods. Mainly these claystone and normal batteries from the cyclic mod. We've also got energy batteries from Integrated Dynamics, energy cubes from Mechanism, and of course energy cells from AE2. But wait a minute, I've got AE2 on my mod. Oh jeez. You just went there to plug your server? No, I didn't. No, there was legit reason to go there because I forgot that I had AE2. But yes, I have applied energistics too, which means I can create dense energy cells, which means I need energy cells, which means I need to go down the Resurtus quartz and Fluix dust and quartz glass rabbit hole and get AE2 started. Just to store power in this thing. Speaking of storing power, I put way too much fuel into this thing and it's going to be running for an awfully long time, but I'm not going to automate actually putting more in just yet because I don't want this running until I've got the systems in place to actually use that power. So you could consider all of that reactor fuel that I put in a total waste of time, but don't worry about that because we should have an absolute ton more in here now. Yes, we do, 324, and I'm just going to let that keep ticking up in the background while we get sorted on all of this applied energistics 2 stuff in the next episode. Jeez, I can't believe I'm doing AE2. It's a good job I've got a big building with lots of space in it, ready to add lots of things for applied energistics 2. What, you thought I was going to build control panel rooms and things for a power station? No. This is no nuclear power station, my friends. This is the most ultimate storage system you've ever seen that runs purely on nuclear power.